your question about how much does intent matter to you or to us, right?
Ooh.
Right.
Mm.
Like, does that, even if it is unsolicited, are you able to calculate intent in real time, or is that a
Whew.
secondary?
I'm getting better at it. With this particular example, I just didn't respond because like I could feel myself get worked up because I know it's a trigger for me,
Yeah.
and then I was like, I'm not about to give you my energy,
Right.
like because right now you're just trying to get attention, and so I'm not going to do that.
Right.
Like you could have came in here and made a joke just like everybody else,
Right. Right.
but with intent, that one was a little bit separate. I was actually thinking about that a couple weeks ago, um, where I was really kind of putting up and making the comparison between an action versus like verbal. So like if somebody says something that causes like tension, like if we get into an argument or whatever, or whatever kind of tension comes of like something someone has said,
Right.
and even in that moment reading their intent and going like, oh, I don't think you intended that to come across that way, and so like how do I deal with that versus if somebody does something, an actual action, and I go like, I don't think your intent was for that action to necessarily be harmful. Like, how do I gauge those two?
Right.
And I was thinking for myself, I'm like, action, I don't give as much weight to intent because I go in my brain, I go, you had time to like go physically do the thing. So
Right.
there's a lot of time in which I feel like you should there's so many markers where I feel like you should have stopped before you got here
Right.
and you didn't.
And you
So
didn't.
I
Yeah.
don't care as much about your intent
Right.
because I feel like you don't even know your intent because you got to the point of action before you did versus like in conversation, I feel like conversation can move so quickly that like um you're not always like thinking about what's being said. You should, but it doesn't always like come out that way. So I was like, for me, I think I put more weight on intention when it's a like a verbal thing versus like if somebody actually did something.
Hmm.
I care a lot less about what your intent is. But I was wondering, I was like, well, how else do people like weigh that out?
Right. Um, Action. I think just because of the nature of being outside, um, action. Like I personally can't afford to find out your intent action wise, right? Like I kind of gotta be a few steps ahead. Like especially if you on bullshit, if you got any intent to harm me or mine, I'm on your ass. Like and then we'll have then you gotta question my intent on the back end because I didn't even give you a chance to fuck me over. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it just the stakes, and granted the stakes may not be that high. However, I don't know. Should be feeling stakes be feeling a little bit higher, depending on who you are, where you at.
Yeah, I treat all steaks that high.
See what I'm saying? So I'm like, yeah, I don't know with the action part. I can't really afford to play with you, and figure out what your intentions were. Like, fuck out of here. Conversation, however, is significantly different, especially because I do want to grow. I do want to receive information. And then I just realized the other day, I just don't want to give, and this ain't just to white people. This is for others in general because a lot of the when we have to pitch in meetings and so forth tend to be others. I don't want to give them the satisfaction of me having an emotional reaction in them spaces at all. Like not even remote. Even if they did the. I was telling you about that shit. I did the Ray-Ban shit a couple of weeks ago,
Yeah.
and they're from Amsterdam, so their directions and they don't mean anything by it. Fam was like, "Yo, can you do it more like Method Man?" And I was like, "What the fuck does that mean? Like, I don't what? You know, more
You
hip
mean I
hop,
need to be
more,
sexier?
Yo,
No.
son.
more, yeah, more hip hop bravado." And I was like, yo, I was like, if I had a limited mindset, I would be offended right now and react emotionally. This thing got shit to do with shit. Let's get the job done, right? And I don't know. I told that exact scenario in another setting, and it was like, yo, man, I would have did this. I would have had to keep it real. And I was like, don't even. What's your intentions with keeping it real then? Like what? Like it just never. It seems to never stop. So
Did you find a Redman reference?
I did though.
Okay.
And so that's really why I was like I couldn't be mad because I knew what he was saying and I did it like immediately. It was like, oh, that makes sense, you know. So it don't always be that, but I with the intention part be, especially verbally, my friends, and certain family members, not all family members, but my friends and certain family members for sure, I want to offer an endless amount of grace, especially in conversation, and not lead with being offended with the information. Because shout out, Nana was talking about this the end of last year about body language. In response is like, yeah, you can have a growth mindset off you want to, but if I step to you, Monty, and go, yo, I think you should change that verse, and I see your body language react, you may not say nothing, you may not or you may not respond crazy, but your body language says a lot. And well, nigga, I'm not about to tell you nothing. I thought we was here to push each other, challenge each other, and so once he said that, it hit me like a ton of bricks. 'Cause I was like, I know me, I know how I am. It's like, damn, how many times have I said that to a friend or a particular family member? They've come and tried to offer or insert themselves in a way that I've asked for, and my body language say, "Nigga, stop talking to me." You know, like and so the intent part. I want to allow. I want to lead with offering the people I'm looking to learn from and grow with hella terrain to say to speak in data and facts and information, especially if our intentions are clear to grow together. I want to offer that, but physical action shit, like, yeah, I ain't got it, shawty. I don't even know. I imagine I need to change that, but I don't have it right now. I don't.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that they was gonna give their viewpoint.
You should have seen how I looked at both of them, like, like, yeah, that part.
But what if it's like, okay, so when we talk about action,
right,
kind of how you just phrased it in my mind, I kind of hear it like in a situation where, like there could be something's at risk as far as like danger or whatever.
right.
But I mean, like if somebody were to go do something that affected you negatively, do you care? Like, let's say somebody went and did something that like was going to negatively affect your business.
Right.
And then they got back and they were like, oh, like shit, like that wasn't my intent, but the action has already been done. Like, do you give a fuck about intent in that case, or are you kind of like, nigga, you fucked up the bag? Like,
it's another one of those spaces where I don't know if I can afford to play with you, because what like now we having a whole nother conversation. What is your status? And I've been having this conversation for the last few weeks too. It's a lot of newfound entrepreneurs and creators because of the pandemic, my nigga. I get it. Like, y'all, it look enticing, but this shit ain't sweet. It's not sweet. It's scary. You be broke some days. You don't know where the next bag coming from. And so everybody playing entrepreneur and artist and shit. Yeah, cool. But you come over here fucking up this situation, we're gonna have a problem. I'm knocking on the door of my 10th year. It'll be 10 years in fucking May. Stop playing with me. Like, it's been too much time built in. My name is like, I had one of these bitch ass niggas out here try to go throw smut on my name, and then luckily I've been moving thorough, because everybody nigga tried to go throw smut on my name to it got back to me. It was like, yeah, that nigga don't move like that. You got bro fucked up. Simple as that. Like, you know. So it's it again. I'm ranting. It is all so subject to the party. The relationship to said party, but I could, if the example were the shit that's happening out here in this incestuous ass grown ass bitch nigga Bay Area scene, it would be a problem. Cause these niggas is hoes for real.
Yeah, Money's talking about some like actual life shit, which I fuck with. You know what I mean? Because this is like the realm that I operate in. Like the whole like how this relationship building thing goes is like, and everybody is on. It's not exactly a trial, but like everybody is on a audit basis. You feel
Right.
me? Like it's amazing the amount of like I get it. Folks are individuals. Folks are looking out for self. I get all those things, but it's the way in which you do so that can say a lot about the need or want to even be in business or do whatever it is, even how you're
Mhm.
around. You feel me? So like I think a lot of that really just comes down to like the audit process, like, and folks is always being audited. So I think folks are trying to get over on some things, and if you ain't auditing people, then a lot of that shit's gonna be, gonna happen underneath your nose, and you're not gonna know, you gonna see it at the wrong time or
Right.
later on or something like that. But like initially, I think that type of post just needs to always be on folks. They need to know that this shit ain't no game.
Cause it wouldn't fly anywhere else, right? Like the that's I guess that's the
Right.
with the conversation we've been having and trying to build GN. Hey, bro, can I smoke in the just no nigga? Would you ask to smoke at fucking Twitter in the office? No. Don't no. This you may not see it as such, but this is what the intentions are in building this. This is what we're scaling to do. Respect it as such. And if I don't push my line that way, I couldn't expect anybody else to give a fuck and hold it in that same regard if I'm not pushing that line that way.